Hey guys, this is Killrob speaking and welcome to episode number 8 of Pro Cycling Manager 2016 with Mc Speck just coming off his major 2-0 victory. Well, it wasn't that major. It was just it was La Route de Normandie. And it was a Sprinter's Paradise stage, so it fits his profile. And he made a last-minute win out of the whole thing. Perfect timed attacks in both cases, which yielded this result. So now, Dicky, what is in store for us next, you would ask? And let's see, we have a little bit of a down period here, a whole month off, you could say. And we need to make sure that in this month off we kind of get rid of this red tiredness line. It's very difficult to do so without completely getting all currywurst again and drop your fitness level to sub 75 levels, which is kind of a baseline. This is pretty poor if you're there. You can't expect to win anything major if you are around 75. So what we want to do is, let's take a look at the schedule again. So we have this U23 race coming up, rund den Finanzplatz. That sounds very Frankfurt. Does this mean there are Frankfurter Würstchen there? It must mean that. I think Mc Speck really wants to do this one. But also we can, if we want to, get into this little race. So let's try to apply for that, just to get a little bit of rhythm up for the coming races here. The Tour of Berlin is definitely along the lines of what Mc Speck wants, apart from the time trial, which we will just ignore because we will be really bad at it. And then just flat stages overall. And I think we rode this one before. Yes, this seems familiar. Yeah, that's the plan. And then if we look even further forward, we see that do we want to spend more energy on these races, or do we want to get up to a proper shape for these races? I don't really know. I think we are just going as it falls. So we take a little bit off and then try to get into shape for the Tour of Berlin. Alright, enough talking. What we are waiting for is, I have to confirm the change. Yes, confirm. Yep. And 9 points left. Alright. So what we are all waiting for, obviously, is the level up. But before we can tick over the week, we have to decide if having a 1 here is the best of actions. You can see how much it influences the red line, though. So it's difficult to choose. So now, level up time, I think. So let's do this. Yes, level 10. And ooh. Now this is getting somewhere. Look at this massive advances in acceleration, +3 and +3 stamina. My god, that is brilliant. Also +2 hills. So now finally the puncher axis of training is coming through properly. And a +3 stamina will really help with the longer stages. The more professional level you go, the higher up, the longer usually the races are. And hills +2 will help us a lot. The +1 mountain, we don't really care. Would have been nice with another 1 flat there, but yeah. Sprints, looking good. Also, this means that with higher acceleration now, this means that we are more and more becoming the kind of attack on the last few kilometers type. It seems good to me. It has worked so far. So yeah, let's do that. Stamina +3, as I said, really important. Alright, very nice level up. So now we are just advancing time to the 25th. Here we are, and the next race coming up on the 25th, that is right now. is a pretty short stage, some rolling hills, perfect for sprinters. It's a U23 race, I think, so competition shouldn't be too stiff. But then again, we are in pretty bad shape and have no rhythm. Let's try to make the best out of this one and just get right into the race. Huh, it seems like we are the actual favorite to win this one. I really hope that is true, even considering our bad fitness right now. Would be nice to have just another little win under our belt. I know it's getting tighter there, but not necessarily for the reasons of wins. So yes, today we are the main sprinter. Is Velvol not here? No, our tyrannical overlord isn't here. And that means we are the new Dark Lord. Also, I think we have a really good race day condition. +2? And you can see what +2 does when you are not really fit. It isn't quite as impressive as a +1 when you are fit. That is a rather neat gameplay mechanic that they now have the fitness and everything affect your single stats as well, because this I think is a good example of, compared to the bonuses we got with at +1 or +3 even in the previous tour where we had all stats maxed. This is a lot less of a bonus, but we're doing well. We have stamina and resistance, and yeah, I think we are indeed one of the favorites then, if this turns out to be a pretty low-grade race. So sprinter we are, that means we don't have to have anyone order us around. Also we do have... Oh! Shit! What happened there? Okay, someone behind... Was that the guy who shielded me? Mc Speck, you're not supposed to punch the ones who help you. I don't think he got the memo. Alright, who's next? Who wants to help me now? You are not going to have many friends after this. Ah, Clinter is coming. He's a good guy. Oh, shite. Alright, how do we get past this one? There is just a fall right in front of us, and I'm basically in the middle of the road right now. And it seems like some people are getting by on the far side. I could pull over all the way to the right, or I could try to cut the corner on the left. Well, let's try to go with the right-hand side. So I engage. No! Ah, Mc Speck has hit the tarmac and everyone is down. Ah, fuck. Alright, how do we get out of this? Definitely need more than 80.
The pace is really hot, so for the moment we shouldn't see too many
attacks. I think everyone in front is riding hard. So that isn't a good place to be in right now. But I have at least one teammate in here who's trying to get this back. We have... Oh shit, there are two groups forming. That will be tough to get back to. So I think that seals the deal for today's race. Yeah, not much we can do here. How are they riding faster than I am? What the hell? 2 minutes 10. Yep, that won't work. We won't be seeing the light of day this time around. Anyway, I think that we can just go and attack and see if we can get back. I doubt it. I doubt it. And even if, it will be pretty useless. It certainly looks like it's time to give up here. We are not getting them back. Our energy will be gone before, I think. Yes. We see the butt of the peloton, but there's no way we can catch those. And even if we do, I mean, we can't regain any energy before. So, but this gives us a little bit of time to talk about game design and game mechanics. Because now we were in a situation where you would say, oh, this is unfair, falls are stupid, and Mc Speck couldn't do anything. Well, no, that is not the case. We did have a situation where we chose between a risk, we had a risk-reward situation where we chose to be at the back of the peloton to save energy, but also be more likely to be involved in a crash. And this time it did bite us, and we did have a crash and didn't come back. So it is fair if you take that into account. So when do you want to have game mechanics which are just completely random? Like, just imagine this would be completely random. You could not... It would be independent of if you were at the front or at the back, and you would just randomly be selected to take a tumble. Well, this can happen, that you take a tumble, but usually you are the one involved in a crash and not actually causing the crash, which is far less likely. So there's a tiny bit of true random element in there. So I even had a situation once where I was just going downhill alone and crashing. Well, that happens. And that is kind of fucked up, and you really get angry with that. But it can happen. Someone has to cause crashes, right? But if you usually are only involved, it's a much higher chance to be just involved, and you can mitigate that risk. That is a really good gameplay mechanic. If you want to make it noob-friendly, so that you want to have skill matter less, then you would want to implement game mechanics which are truly random, so that the playing field is leveled somewhat. And this game definitely doesn't do that, and that's why I very much like it in that sense. It always has a risk-reward system to it. Oh, now they come back and sprint. Hello, guys. Yes. Alright, that was a very nice end to the stage. Right. Yeah, so randomness is good if you can hedge against it. And this game definitely does do that. Alright, let's get to the results. From being the guy who was the favorite to win, we finished on 18th position. What a nice roller coaster, isn't it? Alright, let's move up to the next race then. And here we are. The next race is rund den Finanzplatz U23. Under 23 category. So Mc Speck will have not that much of competition unless he takes a tumble and kisses the asphalt once again. And there's some opportunity to be doing this on all the downslopes, but he's a good downhill rider, right? So let's take a look at this race, and this should be, let's check it out. Favorites. Mc Speck is on first, and well, the other sprinters aren't that high quality either. Downhill 77. Wow, man, that's pretty good. Anyway, so I think I should know this terrain. This is just about around Frankfurt, and the only larger hills around Frankfurt, that would be the Taunus. So I think this might be Große Felsberg or something, this one. From Bad Königstein or something, am Taunus. Yeah, I lived near Frankfurt for a while, but I don't think I ever was there. Should have cycled there, really. I was usually going to the Odenwald, which was a little bit further south of Darmstadt instead. That is a really beautiful hilly terrain there. The worst stuff I rode there was something like 72 kilometers and 1,000 meters vertical. And that usually took me like 4 hours or something, so really, really slow. But then again, I'm just a noob on the bike. A little bit Dicky Mc Speck too. So my fatty rolls definitely don't help getting up the mountains. So I feel you, Dicky. I really feel you. Oh, look at that. We have a race day condition of -1. That doesn't affect our flat or sprint though, so we are a little bit lucky. But look at this tiny peloton. This is neat. Shouldn't be too many crashes then either, I hope. But as you can see here, the terrain is really flat up to this this bigger hill here, and that means usually the escape groups have formed and settled in, and then they just let them go up while we are climbing the hill, and then we try to get them back somewhere in this terrain here. The finish line is definitely flat, a little bit downhill, probably in Frankfurt somewhere. The race has settled down very early already, and we are moving towards the first hill. There was no big kerfuffle to hunt down the escape group or anything. 115 kilometers left to go, and they let them drive. They let them ride, and that means the time will increase quite significantly. Alright, hill is coming up, and let's see how much we are going to die there. I doubt it will be too bad considering the average quality of this field, but you never know. Maybe there's some crazy Spaniard in here somewhere. And now they start moving, but that's in the later half of the hill, and we can still rubber band quite a bit before we have to up our pace. So this is looking good for us. Yeah, we're dropping back, and now into the downhill. Very good, very good. Mc Speck can get back there. He hasn't spent anything there, really. Now gets back into place at the front, or almost front. Now the next hill, a little bit of rubber banding again. Oh yeah, right. There is one place in the Odenwald which I used to ride, which was absolutely brutal. There was this this little road which was going up from what was the place called? Jugendheim, Seeheim, I think. And from there up the hill through a little town, and there was a section in there like 300-400 meters long, which averaged something like 17% slope. It was absolutely brutal. That was always where I wished for my pedelec. But no, I don't have one. I'm not that much of a noob. But sometimes I feel that would indeed help. We want to get to the front here before the hill. It seems they are having a good pace, and I do want to rubber band a little bit at least. Mc Speck is going with 70 here, and he's barely hanging on. Let's go with 80. Oh, go for it, Mc Speck. Okay, now they slow down. Now that we're in the downhill. No, there's a gap that has formed. Shit. Okay, the peloton is quite a ways up there, so now we have to. Let's see, Clinter is in here. So we have to get moving and rail them in again. Yes, two of my guys are now pulling us and trying to get back. And they're not too far off. That should work. Yes, good. You guys work your asses off to get back. That was a bad split. That is where rubber banding gets really dangerous. How much power do they have left? Enough, I would say. He's not the fastest rider, but 48 seconds still. Is this gap actually decreasing? 47? I think I need to go to the front and help them out. They are so slow. Yeah, okay, this time we're getting back. Unlike with the fall in the last race. But oh, now they are speeding up again.
It's going to be hard work to maintain the breakaway.
So I just go for 80, then it should be really quick to rail them in. So I doubt they're going that fast. It's not such a big group either. Okay, now we have them. Very good. Let's go with 65 and effort cursor to get back to the front. And now there's only 19 kilometers left to go. While we are talking about the Odenwald and my cycling exploits, one thing that I loved was the downhill from the Felsberg, not the Großer Felsberg, but the Felsberg. It's like 550 meters high or something like that. Wasn't all too serious, but it took a little effort to get on top. So I was riding down from a downhill towards Seeheim-Jugendheim, and that was always a lot of fun. That's a road where you're allowed to drive 70 kilometers an hour, and usually I would be just as fast as the cars. So it was a lot of fun through the corners and stuff. 2 serpentine bends in there, which is really fun. And yeah, just good speed overall. After like hours of climbing up, also to to Keep Frankenstein, which is in the Odenwald actually. The yes, that keep. Nice place. Great riding. I called it the mini Alpe d'Huez because the climb up to Frankenstein was, I think, 2.7 kilometers long, and it has an average gradient of 8.2%, so really steep, and had a little bit similar profile to Alpe d'Huez too, but just very much shorter. And oh, now we should stop talking and eat our bacon bar. Let's see. So the escape group is 27 seconds ahead of us still. Oh, what the hell? Someone else coming in from the other side. And 7 kilometers. We are positioned very well. How's it? Can I follow him? Is he even a sprinter? He's not a sprinter. So Mc Speck, you go with the effort cursor at 80.
The escapees have surrendered. The pack gave them no chance.
That is too fast. That is certainly too fast. 70 is a little bit better. No, Mc Speck, don't pull the peloton. That is not how it's supposed to go.
Only a few riders are capable of following.
They don't really want to. This is ridiculously slow. There's someone coming up. So we follow him. Oh. No, I think... Okay, now don't do the same mistake again. Now they want to speed up a little bit. I think I got a little gap here. Let me see. Attack! 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 Yes, Mc Speck is getting away! Ride, Mc Speck!
He could go all the way.
That is why you don't want to be riding too slowly when you are getting close to the finish line, because riders which can sprint and accelerate really hard, they can just get away from you and create a gap before you can realize it, and that is a win for Dicky. This was an easy one because the field was just really bad.
This stage was a
Really bad. So I won't congratulate him too much on this win, I think. But our race day condition was pretty poor, so I think we did the right thing. Also with the rubber banding across the hills, that was all working nicely. Go, Dickie! You can do it! Massive sprint. Look at his legs. Oh, okay. Well, look at that. If someone like this can come in third on a sprint stage with a sprint finish, that usually means that, yeah, the quality of the field wasn't that high. Look at this guy. No. That wasn't a really good win. Although he should have placed a little bit better. Alright, let's get into... let's check out what is coming up. And delete this email. By the way, we won 5,300 euros by our major win at the La Route de Normandie. And that is welcome, of course. So far we have earned 16,650 euros. Considering that we are 5 months into the season, that is not a scary amount, I would say. It's rather low. So, training towards the next event. That is still looking good. I don't think the recovery for this day has kicked in yet, so it will be looking better than this. And we should be reasonably fit for this little tour. Okay, let's get there. Today is the day of the first stage of the Tour de Berlin. And I think because it is a U23 race, we are basically facing the same people as we did in this preparatory race we just won easily. So maybe we have a chance to get a few wins in this tour. And that would be neat because... Oh no, I thought we had a little star there. So no, actually no one fucking cares about you winning this. So, nah, not that valuable. But at least we can get a little bit of prize money. Before we race this tour, I think it is time to end this episode though. And then in the next episode take on this whole tour, because that should be reasonably quick. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed and see you next time.